Just do another pan from the outside of the station. It's really nicely landscaped and laid out. The whole line is impressive. So there are some stations where you might feel good to get on, and other stations where you might feel embarrassed that that's your station, but these are all good, with Lindenwold being a little impersonal. Hamilton. Looks like downtown Egg Harbor. I saw the welcome to Egg Harbor sign. There's the Harbor Diner. So we're going to make a right here and find the station.
Destination will be on the right.
Okay, this must be Atlantic Avenue. I'd have to see this harbor. Here's the Egg Harbor City Station.
Is on the right.
Let's take a look. So they have plenty of parking here. At Egg Harbor City. We'll go up on the platform. We're 2 stops away from Atlantic City. So there's the downtown that I was showing before. Some new construction here near the station. We're headed in a southeast direction. And here we are at Egg Harbor City. 2 more stops to Atlantic City, as I mentioned. Let's take the stairs. It's another nip and tuck station with an attractive pine tree. Same style of construction as Atco and Hamilton. So there's somebody waiting at the platform. I don't know if there's a eastbound train coming soon. We'll see. It's got one waiting area here at a single track station, high level platform, handicapped accessible. Egg Harbor City. Very minor paint peeling in the single shelter. Looking southeast towards Absecon, which is the next stop we'll take a look at. And we're taking the handicapped accessible ramp down from the platform. Egg Harbor City. We are at Absecon Station. This is a different look.
Destination is on the left.
A little familiar and a little different. Let's go take a look. Well, there's like the station house complex, but a lot of cars are parked down here. So that's what we'll do. Take these stairs up. And I hope I'm pronouncing the name of the station correctly as I wade through this pile of leaves. Absecon? That's what I'm going with. My penultimate station on this line, and of all the commuter rail stations in New Jersey, with Atlantic City being the last. So we're up on a steep embankment, and I would face the camera forward, but it's right into the sun, so I'll spare you. Single track, Let's see if the this space heater looks like it's still goes on, even though the cage or whatever you want to call it is askew. So yeah, it is the same style as Egg Harbor City and Hamilton and Atco with the red. Some rusting as usual. Looks like there was a bench here, they removed it. Alright, well, go take a look in just a sec. So I'll just walk down the stairs here from the Eastern Station House, which has an elevator. It would take a ramp much too long to come all the way up to the very high platform. It's like an elevated station, only it's on an embankment. So this panel and entrance could be more inviting. It's like it used to be something else, like a freight building. So we'll see if there's anything I can find out about the history. There's no regular old station house still here. So there's the elevator. And as I'm walking back to my car, I'll just say that if you ever want to go to Atlantic City and you don't want to pay the super high hotel rates in Atlantic City, especially on a weekend, there's just tons of chain motels along Route 30 here between the Garden State Parkway and Absecon on Route 30. Every chain you can imagine, and most of them look nice. So definitely an option, and probably what a lot of people do when they come here to Atlantic City. So next stop and the last stop of the tour, Atlantic City, here at Absecon. Beautiful old house here. I want to call it an inn, but I don't see a name on it. Right by the station, Absecon station. So this just shows you the trestle that takes the tracks
Right onto South Shore Road.
into Atlantic City. With some trees on them. I think this is the line that we were on. We're on the road to Atlantic City with the skyscrapers along the ocean. Now you get a better vantage point because we're up on a bridge.
Continue onto US 30 East, East Absecon Boulevard.
So you can see skyscrapers extending far south. And we're continuing our approach. Bunch of windmills here. As we approach from the west, going east on Route 30, I think we're still like 1.5 miles, 2 miles away from the main downtown area. It looks closer.
Use the left 2 lanes to take the exit toward Convention Center down Beach.
So, it's big tidal marsh here area. So Atlantic City's built on a barrier island, and that's where the train ends. We'll get there soon. Okay, so let me explain. I was driving into Atlantic City, and I knew where the train station was, and I was following Google Maps. And the first time I went around the station, I didn't believe Google Maps and tried to find my way to the station and wound up driving around it. And the second time I did follow Google Maps, and it took me on the Atlantic City toll road that spun me out of town. And I just decided I'd had a good day of filming. I'd filmed the other 7 stations on the Atlantic City line. I thought I would just, I thought I had taken some footage, but I might have run out of film and didn't have anything to show. So what I've done is I've gone back and looked up on Google Maps and taken pictures from the internet, and I'll show you the station from the outside and the inside. And so this was the road that I was on, the connector road, and I could see the station over to the left. And when I drove by the first time, there was a train in the station, and then the second time there was no train, so it must have left during my laps around Atlantic City. So the road takes you underneath what turns out to be the road that takes you out of town. So the first time I went around, I went through local streets and came back and wound up back on this road. And then the second time I went and I took the loop because Google was telling me to do that. So this is what you'd see, and it struck me as unusual because it's a busy road that crossing gates have to come down to stop the traffic, because as a train is about to pull out of the station, it's right there crossing this busy road, so where the cars are going fairly high speed. So it's an unusual grade crossing situation right at the end of a station. So it's a long station. Some of the trains can be long, probably in the summer. In the winter, I saw, when I looked at the trains that you saw earlier in the video or videos of the Atlantic City line, they were only 3 cars long, but I have a feeling they're longer in the summer. And it has a couple of platforms, multiple tracks. So it's really set up for a lot of traffic. I'll put the ridership figures on the screen. And they've been going down just like every other station on the line. But this station is designed and built for handling, I think, much bigger volumes of people someday. We'll see. So this picture, you could tell, was taken in the morning because we're looking east and the sun is just coming up over the canopy at the end of the station. When I went by, it was late in the afternoon. And that's looking down. You can see the center platform, and there's a side platform, and I think another island platform over on the right. And then this is looking back west. After the tracks cross that busy connector road, it goes over a bridge, over sort of a strait of water, and then heading west towards Philadelphia. So just to show you a little bit more of what I saw when I was going around following Google Maps, it went underneath this highway, and then it took me around this loop, and I could see over to my right what might have been the station. And one thing that also threw me off, I wondered whether the Google Maps was wrong, because it said it was in the Atlantic City Convention Center, which turns out to be correct. But when I drove around the back side of the convention center, it looked kind of haggard, like it was no longer a going concern. So that kind of threw me off. I thought, would the train station be in a defunct convention center? But it's just the way it looked. I think it's still a going thing. So this shows you the train shed. The station is the glass area over to the right. Another closer look down that street where you can come in and be dropped off at the front door, which I'll show you in a little bit. And then as you or driving at a fairly high rate of speed to pick up speed to go west, you can see over in the corner of your eye, over the Jersey barrier walls, the trains sitting down there in the station. And this is when Google Maps said, "You have arrived." And I go, "Great, but I can't get down there from here." So, and then I realized I was being spit right out of town. So, and I wouldn't be able to turn around for miles. So this was my last glimpse of the station as I was on this road heading west. So here's the what I missed, which is the regular entrance to the station, which looks nice. The pictures I saw on the internet were fairly recent, maybe a couple of years old. And this is a part of the entrance with steps, and it looks very inviting with glass walls. And it has a regular ticket office with a train board like you would see in a bigger station. Funny thing about this is that every train is the same train. It's just different times, and they all go to Philadelphia. They just leave from different tracks just to mix things up, I guess. So this is the view when you're coming off of a train on the train platform and you're going to the glass station to walk through that to go, into downtown Atlantic City. The beach is several blocks away. It's not that far, but, it's a little bit of a walk. And then here's people getting off the train on the one side platform on the north side. And this is one of the first pictures that I noticed, that up above some of the supports holding up the canopy are kind of rusty looking. And so this is from a couple of years ago. I hope it's been scraped and painted since then, but if not, it's a look that detracts from the station. But it's the only thing I saw from all the pictures I saw that looked like it needed attention. As this is getting closer to the station main waiting room. And this is looking the other way back west, and you see more evidence of rust and the different support beams holding up the canopies over the platforms. And again, a close-up look. And then this is in the main waiting room itself, which just looks nice. It's like a space frame type structure, designed very open, like an airport might be. And so this station looks great. It has nothing that an airport terminal wouldn't have. So it looks very nice. And this is another good shot of that main waiting room. Looks very nice. Nice modern seating. And this last picture, I don't know where this is in the station, but it's a railing around a staircase that's going down to something. But it looks like it's reminiscent of the old Penn Station. And I wouldn't be able to tell you whether the railings actually came from the old Penn Station, but they evoke that. And it's a nice way to pay homage to a time when rail travel was a much bigger thing, and as represented by the old Penn Station. So this has been a quick tour using slides of Atlantic City, the Atlantic City station, the easternmost station, the southernmost station in New Jersey, and the last station that I took a look at of all the New Jersey Transit commuter rail stations. So thanks for joining me on this last video tour.